So good afternoon, and I'm sure people are, this is how I like to communicate. I like to do things verbally, and I just feel really compelled by spirit to start sharing things, and honestly, it's quicker to actually throw in a quick video than write it out, because when you write things, you're constantly editing in your head and inside of you. So, hey Thomas, how you doing? So today I want to talk about the shadow side of yourself, and it's really about archetypes. And Carl Jung is a famous psychologist, and he talked about archetypes in our human psyche and how it's part of our collective consciousness. And this part of us is that can either come through in a more enlightened way or in a shadow way. So when this archetype shows up in your relationships or in your life, it's influencing you with how you react. Hey, Sarah. How you react in life. So it's actually creating your own archetype. So wait, back up a bit. We have our own archetypes. So everybody has a certain amount of archetypes that are part of their psyche and how they interact with the world, and it's about the interaction. But just because you're a mother doesn't mean that you have a mother archetype, because the archetype's not about being a mother, it's about the energy of mothering, right? So you don't even need children to have a mother archetype. You can mother people. So anyway, back to Carl Jung, J-U-N-G. And he talked about how these archetypes are in our collective consciousness as a whole. And a lot of people use archetypes in their writing, right? The mystic and the, journey of the fool and all those things. Anyway, so with archetypes, the interesting thing is that influence of those archetypes is happening every time you interact with people. The thing is, either it's interacting in a more enlightened way or in a shadow way, which is the parts of us that we want to keep hidden in the world. And so every archetype has that shadow and that more, let's call it, enlightened energy. So it's that pendulum. And the thing is that the pendulum can be extremely enlightened, just a little enlightened, kind of neutral, shadow, shadow, shadow. Hey, Diane. So that archetype is in the pendulum energy. And that's really important because it can go swing either way. So it can swing all the way to very shadow energy when you're interacting with people, or it can swing all the way over into a more enlightened energy. Hi, Diane. How you doing? So the pendulum can swing. So this is how I look at it. The light or enlightened side is more of your soul energy, your soul voice. Alexandria, yay, hey, you're so funny. So that enlightened side is, hearts to you, is more of your soul vibration. And that shadow side is your ego vibration. And that's really important to understand, because the ego is pulling you in the direction of the shadow, not just in a way of how you are creating your environment and how you interact with people, but also the things that you're creating in your life, like the opportunities and situations and abundance and love that's coming to you. So that the different archetypes will influence you. And we always have these core archetypes. But I've been told today that we're going to talk about the Hermit. And the reason is, I know I'm going to pull up a card that is the Hermit card, but you're going to laugh because it's probably going to be backwards to you. But I don't want to mess with the camera. So anyway, this is Carolyn Mace's cards. But the Hermit is something that, what I've been told by Spirit, the reason that they want to talk about the Hermit card is, or the Hermit archetype, excuse me, is because we're moving into the fall, today's fall equinox. We're moving into the fall, and winter really isn't a perfect time. You know, late fall into winter is a great time to really do the introspection and gain some wisdom and creation energy that the hermit would utilize in more of an enlightened way. So hermit's usually connected to inner wisdom and introspection and self-realization type of thing, guidance, that type of thing. So there's also hermit in the tarot cards, or tarot, like I always say tarot because that's how my teachers who read them all the time read them or said that. So there you have the shadow side. Let's talk about the shadow side of the hermit. This is important because the shadow side is going to come up when you are withdrawing from the world, when you're afraid of what might judgments or what people might say to you. So you'll actually go inside. It's a giving up energy, a complete isolation, and holding yourself back. It's also not seeing the truth. Robert, hey, how you doing? It's also about not seeing the truth. And, you know, I call it that the ostrich. So the hermit is also about not seeing the truth in your life and not seeing the truth in who you are. So that's the shadow side of the hermit. And there's a difference between withdrawing and regrouping and isolating as escapism. Right? So regrouping, it's okay to do some isolation and pull back and introspection. But when you're isolating yourself because of fear or anger or anything like that, then that energy is what I'm talking about. That's not really positive. And that's more of the shadow side, or the side of you that needs to, you need to look at deeper. Right? Because it's a deeper introspection. So the more enlightened side, obviously, is guidance and wisdom and creation. I have light shining right in my eyes, so I'm moving a little bit, sorry. Creation and a sense of self-awareness and using your wisdom for a higher purpose. So you're going inside, introspection, and then you guide others with that light, with that help, with that wisdom that you've experienced and found in your own life. So take a look this week of how you isolate yourself or how you withdraw. That is helping you protect yourself or making you feel like you can function better. Because some people are isolating themselves because they're spiritual and they think that they're almost too sensitive to be out in the world. And there is a form of fear connected to that, ego connected to that, and that isolationism is actually affecting your evolvement as a soul. So I hope you love the art. I love archetypes. I'm going to go over some of the common archetypes that we have. Maybe I've been really fascinated with archetypes lately. I keep on coming back and forth with archetypes. So I hope this thing around the hermit really kind of enlightened you and helped you find something maybe in yourself that you're utilizing in the light path, because you want to look at both sides. So with the pendulum swinging, are you using it in the light path, or are you using it in the shadow, or maybe a little bit of both? So take a look at yourself, and I'd love to hear what you have to say about your own shadow or enlightenment for the hermit. So just comment below and we can have an amazing discussion. Much love to you all.